My name's Margot, I'm 48 years old and I'm a nurse. I have a husband and 3 sons, 3 daughters-in-law and 2 grandchildren. In 2019, my husband and I moved to Liberia in West Africa. My husband is a pilot and we moved there to work with the Mission Aviation Fellowship. So whilst my husband was flying around the skies of Liberia, I volunteered my time as a nurse at the local mission hospital. Over the years that I was working at the mission hospital, I became really good friends with Annette. Annette is the Liberian social worker at the hospital, and we work together a lot, helping various patients, doing fundraising. A lot of people can't afford hospital treatment in Liberia, and so Annette and I worked together a lot, doing whatever we were able to do. So over the years, as we were working together, we noticed that we kept coming across a lot of women, and especially young women, who didn't have a safe place to go when they were discharged from hospital. So we would come across these women who could get their treatment at hospital, but then they would have to go home to either the street or to an abusive domestic situation. Some of these women just have no family, no good support, and there's no welfare system in Liberia. So Annette and I were called to see a patient who'd been on the maternity ward for about a month because she couldn't pay her bill. So we went and we met 16-year-old Princess. Princess was an orphan. She had no family support at all. She had a very hard life, and then she met a young man and she fell in love. They began a relationship together, and inevitably, Princess got pregnant. But they didn't have much money, and the boyfriend got scared, and so he abandoned her. He said, "No, it's not my baby, I can't afford to care for a baby," and ran off. She attempted to deliver the baby just at home. She was staying with a friend, moving from couch to couch. She didn't have any money for a hospital birth. So when she went into labour, she had a very difficult time. The labour was long and hard, and her friend that was trying to help her could see that she really was in trouble. And so she said, "We have to take you to the hospital," and they did that. And she was given an emergency cesarean section. Sadly, the baby had already passed away, but Princess lived. And so a month later, Annette and I come to find her still on the maternity ward. She can't go because she hasn't got money to pay the bill. I remember sitting on the bed with my arms around Princess while she just cried. So we did what we could to help her in that we raised the money to pay for her treatment, but there was nowhere to send her. And that day after we met Princess, Annette and I both said, "We need a home." That was January 2022. We started planning it. We needed to raise thousands and thousands of dollars, and we got advice, we talked to people, and we raised the money. So by May 2022, we opened our doors to our first group of guests. We have a 4-bedroom house, and we have bunk beds in it. We have a full-time caretaker there. We also have security guards. I have 2 directors. One is Annette and one is James, and they are the most amazing people, and I love them dearly. So we take in 12 girls every 3 months, and during their time, the first thing we do is give them a lot of love. We tell them that they're not forgotten by the world. We tell them that they're valuable human beings and that they're worth helping. We give them food, we give them clothing. Sometimes they arrive, mostly actually, they arrive with only what they're wearing. They're often sick, very hungry, depressed, traumatized. We do trauma healing classes with all of our girls. We do vocational training. So the idea is that we are empowering our girls. So after their 3 months, they have a graduation, and we send them out with our support. We help them find a room to rent, and we give them some startup money. We give them a mattress and a cooking pot and some things that they'll need. And then we keep in contact with them. They're going from a very safe place where they've had a lot of love and care, and so we continue that care after they've left the home. To see Home of Hope in action, succeeding, changing lives, it's one of the most wonderful things I've ever done.